what we cook today. Guys, we're gonna take you along with us on this journey. We got a small yellow onion, about 1.5 cups, diced pretty fine. We're gonna brown this down. Just to give you a heads up, what we're cooking is a loaded cornbread. Y'all gotta stick around for this one. All right, guys, so we got our onions about halfway sauteed down. We don't want to go too far with them. We're going to add 1 pound of ground meat. This is a ground beef. We're going to get this browned down. Once that all comes together and browns up real good, right now, we're going to get a little voodoo in there. All right, so we got our cornbread started by cooking our ground meat, our onions, plenty of seasonings. We're gonna let this set over here and rest for just a little bit. Let it cool off. We're gonna come back to that. Don't give up on it yet. Believe me, there's more to come. But now what we're gonna do is we're gonna start with the cornbread side. We've got 2 boxes of cornbread mix, my favorite cornbread. We're gonna dump 1 pack, 2 packs. Get out of there. All right, we got the 2 packs of cornbread mix in there. 2 eggs. 1 egg per box. Now, on the box, you're gonna notice, if you're doing the regular cornbread mix, I recommend stick with it. That's what I do. But I'm doing something a little different today, and instead of the butter, I'm doing blue plate mayonnaise. Now this would take about a stick of butter, which is about that much mayo. Blue plate mayo, it's gonna give it a richness, it's gonna give it a flavor. It's gonna, I'm telling you, it's gonna change the whole thing about it. I'm not gonna dump the whole 2 cups of milk in until I begin this. I like to do it this way. Sometimes we add other liquids that's going to change the whole concept of what we got, and I'm going to show you what I mean by that. Because even though this is not enough moisture, before I add all my milk, I've got some jalapeno relish, and you can see I put a lot of the juice in here, which is what I want. And now we're gonna finish off the liquid by adding some more milk. We don't want to over stir this. You don't want to over mix it, but you do want to make sure you get everything wet, moist. I know at least I do. Now we've got our cornbread mixture done. We're gonna get our skillet warmed up, put a little bacon grease in it, and then get this in there. All right, so we got our skillet on the fire. We're gonna throw a little bacon grease in here. And look, we cook a lot, we use a lot of bacon, but I'm gonna be honest, I don't always have a lot of bacon grease because we cook so much with it. So I'm not scared to use that bacon up. Now I got that right before we're ready to go in with our batter. I've got some ghost pepper cheese. I like things a little bit spicy. If you want to spice it up, this is the way to go. It's not as spicy as I think people think it would be. I've done this at several events, and I've had a lot of people, you know, come up and kind of hesitant to try it. And then when they did, they were really surprised at how good it was, and it wasn't like so spicy, or it wasn't even hardly spicy, because The cornbread is gonna mellow it out, but it gives it a good taste. And again, we're doing a loaded cornbread. This is totally different. All right, we're gonna come in with a little bit of batter, about like this. I'll clean that up. We're gonna get that all the way around. Old skillet, pretty warm. Maybe a little bit more. Now we're gonna come in with that. We're gonna come in with the meat. We get a rag. That thing's warmer than I thought it was. We're gonna get this meat with all the flavor, spread it out. Now we got the cheeses in there. We got everything in there that we need. We're gonna take the rest of this batter. Gonna get it on top. You don't have to cover everything. It's gonna all come together, I promise you. It's gonna start to heat up, swell up, bleed through, and it's gonna make pretty much the best thing you've tasted in a long time. Look at the edges already swelling up. That's what it's all about right there. Now we're gonna get the lid on. We're gonna get some coals on the lid, and we'll be back to show you what we got. All right, guys, y'all can see it swelling up. It's starting to close up like we want. At this point, I'm gonna add a little bit more of this ghost pepper cheese to the top and let that melt on the top of it. And then while we're in here, I've got some diced jalapenos. I'm gonna go ahead and put some of them on top. And we're gonna put the lid back on and finish her off. All right, guys, that old cornbread's been cooking for a little while. We're gonna spun the skillet, spun the lid. Ooh, look at that, look at that. I think we're pretty much done. We're gonna pull it off, let it cool for a minute. And then I got a little surprise to go with this. I'm gonna show y'all here in a minute. All right, guys, we got everything cooked up. We cooked a little something on the side. We got some chicken noodle soup. I don't know if y'all can tell. It's been raining here all day. The temperature's in the 60s or so. It's not cold enough like I like it, but it is cool enough to do a chicken noodle soup. And then over here, we got that loaded cornbread. Y'all need to try this out. I'm just gonna stab this thing, going all in. Get a chunk of that. Oh, look at the love on that. Ooh, baby, I wish y'all could smell the jalapenos, the cheese, all of it in here. This is fixing to be the bomb. Oh my God. Man, man, man. You know what? Little shout out to my boy Stale Cracker. We ain't waiting, but we still hydrating. So I said, boom.